be hanging out behind the bushes in the back right corner here. Now, a lot of people associate the okapi with being a part of the zebra family due to their hind legs being striped. However, they're actually part of the giraffe family. Now, just like giraffes, they do have long and prehensile tongues, which help to grab the leaves off the trees. And fun fact about the length of their tongue is so long that they're one of the only animals in the world who can lick their own ear. Now, coming up on the right-hand side here, I do see some black and white birds up on the hill behind the bushes here, known as saddle-billed storks. Now, saddle-billed storks may look like a relatively small bird. That's because we're in a pretty large truck. That bird can actually stand up to 5 feet tall and have a wingspan of up to 9 feet in length, which is about the size of the canopy right above your head. Now, coming up on the right here, I do see some dark brown animals known as bongos, as well as some lighter gray animals known as greater kudu. Now, bongos are known to be the ghosts of the forest, as they're rarely ever seen, primarily due to being very shy animals. They also have the horns on top of their head, which are slicked back and help to get their underbrush a little bit faster for them as well.
Wow.
But on the left-hand side there, briefly, I do see a black rhino hanging out.
Wow.
Now, black rhinos can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. Well, it does sound very heavy. It's actually very light for the rhino species in Africa. And then we also have the the greater kudu. There we go. Now, the greater kudu are known to be one of the tallest antelope species in the world, ranging up to about 55 inches at the shoulder, or roughly about 5 feet. Now, we've seen a lot of great animals to start off with, but we are going to go ahead and continue our journey on into the Safari River now. Now, the Safari River is home to animals that like to hide up in high trees or hang around bodies of water. So, let's go see what we can find out here. On the right here on the islands, I do see some pink-backed pelicans hanging out. Now, pink-backed pelicans do get their name from the pinkish color that they develop during mating season. They're also known to be colonial nesters, which means they like to nest in groups of up to 1,000.
That's it.
On the left there, though, I do see some Nile hippos hanging out. Now, Nile hippos are known to spend most of their day in the water, preferably under it. They can spend up to 8 minutes per breath under the water before having to bob up for a breath of air. They can also sleep underwater, and their bodies will naturally bob them up every 8 minutes without waking them up.
Ooh. Me.
Now, as we do come around this corner here, you may be asking, Eric, why are there people crossing the bridges right above our head? Yeah. That's to help us get over these Nile crocodiles on the left here. The Nile crocodiles are known to be the largest crocodile species in Africa. And with that does come with a very large appetite. They can eat up to half their body weight in one sitting.
Like me. That's just you too.
Now, the savanna is home to animals such as giraffes, wildebeest, zebras, and many, many other species. So, let's go see what we can find potentially hanging around this area. Now, before we do get started out here, I do want to point out this one tree up ahead here that we'll see on the right-hand side in just a second. It's known as a baobab tree. Now, the baobab tree can run up to 9 months without leaves, and that helps to conserve the water that's found inside. It's oftentimes nicknamed the upside-down tree. It can hold thousands of gallons of water inside those trunks. into the savannah now, and with that we want to be respectful to all of these animals out here. So please try not to call out to them, make any noises at them, or anything of that nature that could potentially scare them. And ultimately that's just going to cause them to want to go away from the truck even further. So with that being said, let's go see what we can find out here. Now, coming up on the right-hand side here, I do see these gray-looking animals known as wildebeest. The wildebeest does translate from Afrikaans into English as wild beast. They're widely known for being migratory-based animals, usually migrating in groups of up to 1.5 million. They like to hang around in some pretty large groups. And also on the right there, I do see a Maasai giraffe way in the distance there. And to the left of it, some elands hanging out. Now we'll come back to the Maasai giraffe here in just a moment or two, but starting off with the elands. Elands are known to be one of the largest antelope species in the world, ranging in the realm of around 6 feet. So they're pretty big animals. But on the left-hand side there, in that little den there, I do see some painted dogs hanging out. Now, painted dogs are known to be some of the most successful hunters in the world for two main reasons. One, they like to hang around in groups of up to 15, and two, they like to hunt down their prey until their prey falls from exhaustion. Takes the turn point your food to a whole new level.
But they're so cute.
And while they do look very similar to hyenas, they're actually an entirely separate breed from them. Actually part of the canine family, so a little bit more like your dogs at home, or like wolves. On the left here, though, I do see some sable antelope hanging out, as well as some Maasai giraffe. Now, sable antelope do have the horns on top of their head, which are very sharp and very sturdy horns. It helps to protect them from any attackers from behind, primarily from animals like lions who like to hop on their backs. There's those elands on the right there, much closer. We also have the Maasai giraffe. Now, Maasai giraffe have the patterns on their body, which are unique to each giraffe, just like how our fingerprints are unique to us. They also have long and prehensile tongues, which help to grab the leaves off the trees. And their tongues can grow up to 18 to 20 inches in length. So they got some pretty long tongues. Now, they only spend about 30 minutes of their day sleeping. It's usually only about 5 minutes here and there. Otherwise, the rest of their day is just spent looking for food. They have a very high metabolism. You just gotta burn it all up. On the right there, though, I do see some perfect mountain zebras hanging out. A lot of people have debated whether or not they're black with white stripes or white with black stripes. The way we can tell is by looking at their nose. If their nose is black, then they're black with white stripes, and vice versa. And not two zebras have the same striped pattern as that is their unique fingerprint for them as well. Then we have these wildebeest here. The wildebeest does translate from Afrikaans into English as wild beast. They're widely known for being migratory-based animals, usually migrating in groups of up to 1.5 million. They like to hang around in some pretty large groups. Seeing anything else just yet, so we're going to keep on going here. Looks like we're heading into elephant territory now. So let's go see what we can find out here. On the right there, you can see an African elephant.
Wow.
Now, the way we can tell if they're African or not is by looking at their ears. So they typically have some pretty large ears. Sometimes even look just a tad like the shape of Africa. Also, along here are going to be some mandrills hanging out. Now, mandrills are well known for the red and blue coloration on their face, which both the males and the females will have. However, the males usually have it a little bit more prominently. Also gets brighter as they show more emotion, usually in regards to happiness or anger. But going back to the African elephant, African elephants also have a tendency of throwing dirt upon their back as well, which helps to act as a natural sunblock weapon, helps to protect their super sensitive skin. Are used by various animals, including elephants who love to bury their tusks into the clay. It helps to soften up the clay so that they can eat it, which has vitamins and minerals found inside. You can see this tusk marks on the right there, which tells me we're heading into another area where elephants may be present. So let's go see what we can find out here. Now, I do see some more African elephants coming up on the left-hand side here. We're going to try and get a better view though in just a moment. But in the meantime, African elephants are known to be decently social animals with each other, usually with the female and the young spending most of their time together. When the males in the group mature, they oftentimes are kicked out by the females of the group, either venture off on their own, or if they get really bored, they'll create an old males group for a little bit, and then venture off on their own. There's a baby in the back left corner here.
Turk.
There we go. There's a pretty decent view of these African elephants hanging out.
Baby Dumbo.
Now, African elephants also have a tendency of flapping their ears as well. Flapping their ears helps to create an air circulation around their body. It can help cool down their body by up to 15 degrees.
That's all the water. On the left here, though, I do see some greater flamingos hanging out. Now, greater flamingos are known to get their pinkish color from their diet, which is the brine shrimp that they eat, which contains something called beta-carotene found inside. It does take about 2 years to develop that pink color, though, which is why some of them may look a little bit more gray. Rhino territory now. So let's go see what we can find after eventually roaming around this area. On the left there in the middle, I do see some mud pits in the middle. These mud pits are used by various animals in this area who love to roll around in them. Helps to create a protective layer on their skin. It basically acts as a natural sunblock as well as a natural bug repellent for them. Now on the right there, though, I do see a white rhino hanging out. Now, white rhinos can weigh up to 5,000 pounds. Well, that does sound very heavy. It is. I think we're up to speeds of 35 miles an hour, which is much, much faster than this truck can run. Biggie miles. That's alright, they're pretty curious animals. They like to hang around in social groups, so.
Oh, guys. I think I saw like some kind of cheetah, maybe? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Now, on the left there, I do see a cheetah hanging out. Now, cheetahs are known to be the fastest land animal in the world, running up to speeds of 60 miles an hour. Now, while they are very fast animals, and they are built for that speed, they're not built for power, which means when large cats choose to take their food, it becomes the large cat's food and they're easily chased off. Also on the left here, I do see an ostrich hanging out. Ostriches are known to be the largest bird species in the world. They can run up to speeds of 40 miles an hour. And while they do have wings, they cannot fly. Instead, they use their wings to help change directions when they're running. They'll just flare it left and right as needed. Now, speaking of large cats, I do see this rock formation over here. This rock formation is known as Kobe Rock. And it's home to animals like lions, for example. I do see that male lion just kind of staring off into the distance, as well as that female. So big up.
Wow.
Now, lions are known to spend most of their day sleeping, usually up to 20 hours a day.
Me.
When it comes time to eat, the males will typically stay back and watch over the pride and protect them, while the females go and grab some dinner. Now, the main reason for that is because the male lion, that fur around their head and neck, is known as a mane. That mane alone can weigh up to 50 pounds. So the females are usually just faster at hunting.
I know that's right.
What? There's some
What
more
you
white
said?
rhinos on the right there. There's another female in that group too. So there's two females and a male. As we do come around this corner here, coming up on the left-hand side there, way in the back, I do see some warthogs hanging out. Warthogs have tusks on their faces, are very sharp tusks. It helps to create those burrows you see in the ground, as well as protect them from any attackers. When they do sleep in the burrows, they like to sleep with their tusks facing out of the burrow, just to protect them while they sleep. Down the right there, I do see some eggs laying there on the ground. Those are known as ostrich eggs. Ostrich eggs are known to be the largest bird eggs in the world, weighing up to 3 pounds per egg, or the equivalent of 24 chicken eggs. Now with that, they're very difficult to get into, so they can support the weight of one fully grown adult human without cracking. They're pretty strong. Heading into the warden's post now, and the warden is the one who watches over the reserve for us. He usually watches over the day-to-day operations. How it appears it's been raided by some goats today. That's alright, these guys are known as Nigerian dwarf goats, and they usually are seen eating or sleeping. However, they are pretty playful and social animals, since that is how they assert dominance over each other. Now, they're also a fan favorite amongst farmers due to their size and their low maintenance. Most of those guys are actually fully grown adults.
now heading back towards the village, which does unfortunately mean our tour is coming to an end.
It's so nice and cool.
That's okay if you enjoyed today's tour. You can always come back and
Like the
revisit the
ride is
Kilimanjaro Safaris,
cool.
as no two safaris are the same. You never know what you might see or experience out here in the wild. Now, if you are looking for some other opportunities to enjoy, you can head over to Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, which is a 20-minute walking trail where you might be able to spot some different animals potentially digging around that area. Or if you enjoyed seeing the night journey north, so you can head over to Rafini's Wild Walk, which does house an active petting zoo. There's a couple other neat and fun activities there. But for now, friends, just sit back, relax, and hold on tight as we head back into the village here. Now, while we are heading back into the village here, hopefully everybody enjoyed their time on the Kilimanjaro Safaris today. Once again, my name is Eric, and it's been such a pleasure to be able to drive you guys and give you guys a personalized tour of Africa.